We're back for part 2 of our chat with Mick Phelan, owner of Tricolour Painting, operating out of the Yonge and Eglinton area for over 5 years. On today's episode of YYE, Mick has some great tips for people who need to consider what type of sheen you need to put in your paint, depending on your situation. And he also has some sage words for people considering hiring a professional for that big painting job. Enjoy the rest of the show. What have you found in your experience as a big aha moment for people when they're kind of going through the process of deciding what to do with paint in their house?
Yeah, interesting. Sometimes it's a thing that people do not think of in advance. And what that is, an example of that is the sheen, which means the finish of a paint. Might sound very boring to your listeners, but the sheen is the level of shine. And why are we talking about this? On your trim, it can be like a pearl or satin or semi-gloss, so it's got more shine. Shine equals washability. So it's more practical to be washing these high traffic areas. But if we're talking about walls and a big decision, what sheen should the whole house be? It depends on where you're at in life. If you have young kids who are around with, sticky fingers, picking a flat is a disaster. It will look wonderful when you do it and we'll enjoy doing it, but the end use, it's not going to be a fit because they won't be washable. You'll try and scrub that and you'll be seeing paint come off and then there'll be an inconsistency in the wall. That is a painter's nightmare. So part of my consultation will be, what sheen do you think you want? What is your life like in this home? And let's make a decision together.
Mick, what has been a really unique project or maybe a really difficult project that you've completed in your career?
Oh wow, we love challenges. Painting can be routine, week after week, month after month, so we're totally open to all new things. An example might be, again, a North Toronto Yonge and Eglinton example is a lot of dark wood. A lot of the homes were 80, 100 years old. The trim, the door, the staircases are dark wood. For whatever reason, people love to modernize, right? Move into a new home and it can transform. So we turn the dark wood into white paint. And believe me, that has a transformational effect. Again, lighter colors, bigger space, less of the old, French chateau kind of feel with a lot of dark wood. And that's a complicated process. There's a sanding process, priming, at least 2 coats of paint. So it's totally a challenge. We love our before and after pictures when we do those projects. Something else a little bit different, we do a little bit of commercial painting. That means we work for either contractors, in office spaces, schools. We've painted a church. The one I'm thinking about was a challenge based on timelines. It was right down at Yonge and Bloor. It was an office building, a totally functional, busy office, so we could not paint there 9 to 5. So we were there Wednesday night, Thursday, and right through the weekend. So we were painting right through the night for 4 days. So that was totally a challenge for me and my team, but we enjoyed it, made the most out of it, and a beautiful product at the end. So of course people come in the morning and they're, with the magic painting elves here last night. Right. So we enjoyed doing that, yeah.
Mick, we'll end off with anything that you want to share about your business that we haven't talked about already.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate that opportunity. I want to talk about the way I do things. It's important and I take them seriously. And what I mean by that is who we are and how we conduct ourselves. There are low barriers to entry in the painting business, and initially I benefited from that. I set up a company and off we went with the staff that I had. Why I'm talking to you about that is I want to explain that we have liability insurance in place. We have WSIB, the Work Safety Insurance Board. I'm taking care of my guys and my customers and doing things the right way. And that has a knock-on effect to my cost base. I'm not trying to be the cheapest painter out there. I'm paying my guys well. They've been with me for years, and that allows us to create a process and experience that we can move from one project to the next. And that's the way I want it to be. So if the message I would leave with people is that they can trust me to come into their homes, trust me to communicate with them and do the job right. And I know they'll be happy at the end of the process.
So Mick, I want to thank you again for your time and sharing all that information with us, and I think really kind of letting people know that it's valuable to hire a professional like yourself. Why don't you remind people where you can be found?
Very good, thank you for the opportunity. So tricolourpainting.ca is our website, best place to find information. I, as owner-operator, I'm always available on the phone. My number is 416-278-7709. Call me anytime. I will get back to you immediately.
Perfect. Okay, Mick, thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you, Jamie.